last few days, Sayadaw analyzed the striker element, the base element, and the responsive element connected with the touching phenomena from both theoretical and practical aspects. Most of the time, we experience these phenomena connected with the touching. Within a moment of the closing our eye, there are touching phenomena take place. For example, when we close our finger fist, there are also touching phenomena take place. So Sayadaw explained a lot about the touching. So I hope we understand the touching phenomena. In this case, Sayadaw continued according to the everyday language, we can say rising, falling, sitting, touching, stretching, bending, and so on. And then this everyday language is used mostly in the Sautanta, in the Abhidhamma, in the Absolute. We use the phenomenal term, the technical term, like the tension, tightness, etc. So in the Sautanta Pitaka, the Buddha mostly used only everyday language so that common people, ordinary people easily understands. So the Buddha in the Satipatthana Sutta explains how to practice mindfulness, such as the Gacchantava, Gacchami, Pajanati. So when we go or walk, we know we are walking. We are mindful our walking. We are aware of walking. So in this way, the Buddha used everyday language. When we sit, or we know we are aware of sitting or sitting process. When we stand, we know the standing process, standing phenomena. And so in this way, the Buddhas mostly use everyday language rather than the absolute technical language, technical terms, so that most of us easily understand the Dhamma talk. But while we are noting the phenomena using the everyday language, our concentration and mindfulness get mature, and then we are able to experience the true nature or the phenomena, the true elements, absolute truth. For example, when we close our fist, if we are watching the closing process of our fist, our finger start to bend into fist. At first, the intention to make fist, to close fist appears, and then the finger start to close into the fist. So they making fist in this process, the phenomena and then their intention, their interactions can be experienced if we watch the moment they take place, the moment we make fist. When we make fist, we can experience the tension or tightness. Although we are making fist, although we are aware of the fist, making fist, what we really experience is not fist but tension or tightness or any other elements involved in the making fist process of making fist. In the beginning, when our concentration and mindfulness not mature, then we may see the form or shape or the manner or movement or the process of making the face. But later we are able to see the phenomena beyond the form or shape or manner. It is tension or tightness, etc. In this way, we are able to realize the three aspects of the phenomena and their process: the base element, striker element, and responsive element. These three types of element can be experienced if we watch phenomena the moment they take place. And then later, while we are making the fist, we may feel the heat or the tightness, uncomfortable. This is a Vedana. The sensation, unpleasant sensation, can be experienced, and then we are able to experience our intention to open our fist, so that we can feel released. So naturally, this intention takes place. If we watch, we are able to experience that intention as well. So there is an expression. We can experience the phenomena if we note them the moment they take place. When we open our fist, our fingers start to move and open, and then we can experience the sensation or releasing or the comfortable feeling. So these phenomena are also experienced if we watch the moment they take place, the moment we open our fist. So there are many more things to explain regarding these phenomena. So in the case of the touching, sometimes we can experience touching as a hardness or softness or smoothness. Sometimes the liquidity or solidity. Sometimes wetness or heat or cold or warm or light. Or sometimes the tension or tightness, movement, vibration. Or sometimes the crispy. Or sometimes hearing, smelling, or tasting, and so on. There are many more phenomena can be experienced if we watchful all the time. So these are absolute term, the Paramattha term, Paramattha absolute language. So sometimes we have to use the everyday language. Especially at a certain level of the knowledge, inside knowledge, as we call the Bhenga Jnana, we are able to see mostly only phenomena, not the phenomena or elements. So we have to use most of the time. We have to spend most of the time using the absolute language, absolute term, instead of the everyday language. Because at that level of the knowledge, at that particular level of knowledge, we are able to see the phenomena beyond the form or shape or the manner. So we are expected to experience only phenomena and to use only the absolute term rather than the everyday language, because we cannot find at that moment form or shape or a person or individual. So we just see phenomena. So we have to use only the absolute language, Paramattha Vara, instead of the everyday language. So at that level of knowledge, we cannot see the process of the phenomena. we just see the phenomena disappear after disappear, from moment to moment disappearing. So this higher level of knowledge, our mind become peaceful and tranquil. That is called Shanti Sukha, the peacefulness of mind. So we can experience that Shanti Sukha, peacefulness of mind, with a very pure, purified mental state. So to reach such a mental state, we have to note a phenomena the moment they take place, so that we are finally able to experience that ultimate peace. Then we are able to realize what is anatta. There is no atta or self or ego, only phenomena rising and passing away, and then beyond that only the ultimate peace exists. Then you are able to experience the ultimate peace. But the answer should not be given in advance. You will get the answer by yourself. Last day, a yogi raised a question to Sayadaw, why the avadhatu was not included in the touchable element. The answer is it is because this avadhatu is too subtle to be touched, so it is leave out of the touching element. It cannot be experienced as a touching. Although it is out of the touching element, mainly it can be experienced in other way, together with the other phenomena and other elements. So the avadhatu, the water element, its characteristics is the Dharava Lakkhana. Dharava Lakkhana is sinking or the liquidity characteristics. And then it can be experienced as a being wet or moisture, like a clothing which is get wet or moisture, and then clothing is quite heavy. Anything which is touched with water becomes wet and heavy. And then another function of this our element, water element, is making the things increase in quantity or in number. It's a breeding phenomena. It's just like a tree. If a tree is watered, it element increase the phenomena in number or quantity. So he doesn't know from the medical doctor's point of view, but the Paramatha point of view, the literature point of view, this avadhatu make phenomena, physical phenomena, increase in number and quantity. And then it can be experienced as a cohesion, stickiness. So it can become the manifest to us as a cohesion or stickiness. Especially the moment we get sweat, we can experience this cohesion or stickiness. It can become manifest to us. So like a clothing which is wet become heavier. So in the same way, when we walk, especially when we drop down our foot, we can experience the heaviness, because at that moment this avadhatu is prominent. The moment we drop down our foot, and the water element prominent, more powerful those, so we can experience heaviness. This is the characteristic of water element. And then sometimes we can experience massive form, or the solidity, or something, or massive form, or the heat, or heaviness, or solidity. These are manifestation of the water according to the literatures. So in Burmese language we use Tuetan, the blood and the iron. We use these two words together. This is quite meaningful. In the blood, the iron elements are involved. So that's why this the blood is constituted of water element, including iron. Is compared with the wood, it's heavier than the wood, because this iron is more massive, so heavier than the wood. So to get iron, the vitamin or mineral, the iron mineral, we have to eat suitable food, especially green vegetable. We have to eat so that we can obtain this iron mineral, which is required by our physical body. So this iron is made up of the water, so it's can be experienced much heavier than the ordinary wood. This is the characteristic of the water elements. So we can experience water elements, sometimes heaviness. So this another characteristics is we can experience water element is water flowing down, fluidity. When we have tear coming down, or the saliva, or any type of mucus coming out of our organ, then we can experience this water the fluidity flowing down. This is another characteristics of the water and then its function is making or breeding the phenomena, the increase in quantity or in number. So it make things become bigger. It make things bigger or higher, taller. When something is wet, for example, the bread is wet, then the bread is become bigger. So everything which is wet with the water become bigger, increase in quantity or in size or in number. So another characteristic we can experience as a water element is cohesion or stickiness. For example, super glue is very sticky. Even our flesh can stick. Very difficult to stick out. So this super glue also made up of the water element. So its stickiness, cohesion is very strong, very powerful. We can experience this water as a hardness or solidity, or sometimes the solidity or the elements. For example, the solidity or the hardness, or solidity or softness, or solidity or hardness, or solidity or tension or tightness. In this way, we can experience water solidity of the elements. Abha itself cannot be touched, But together with the other three essential elements, we can experience the solidity or the heat, or solidity or hardness, or softness, or solidity or tension, tightness. So this solidity is the manifestation of the Abodhatu. This Abodhatu clear to us as the solidity of the elements. Sometimes we can experience Abodhatu, this water element heaviness. The water is naturally heavy. So when we observe phenomena, sometimes we can experience heavy. That means we are experiencing Abodhatu. In our physical body, we are divided into 32 parts. So the hair, body hair, nail, finger nail, toe nail, and the teeth, skin, and the flesh, bone, and until the brain. These physical part of the body, physical organ, are mainly formed or constituted with the Patavi Dhatu. These physical organ, this Patavi Dhatu, Patavi element, earth element is can be found more prominent than any other part of the body. Especially says hair or bone, if we touch them, we can experience a very hardness. Sometimes the solidity of heart. This is a characteristic of the Avadhatu as well. Mostly we can experience hardness if we touch it. So that hardness means that suggests the Patavi Dhatu are the element. Because these 20 organs, in these 20 organs of the physical body, the Patavi Dhatu, earth element, is most prominent. So most prominent element is earth element. Sometimes we can experience the softness. Is also another characteristic of the Patavi Dhatu, earth element. Especially when we touch our skin or flesh, we can experience this softness, which means the Patavi Dhatu. So whichever physical organ we touch, we can experience this hardness or softness. That means we are experiencing the Patavi Dhatu. So in our physical body, this Patavi Dhatu is mostly prominent. 20 of the physical organs. And then the Abodhatu is prominent in our physical body, especially in the bile or saliva or pus, blood, and sweat, or the grease, or tear, and fat, mucus. These type of the physical phenomena are mostly constituted of the Avadhatu. So we can experience these Avadhatus as a bile or mucus or liquidity, etc. Sometimes in our face, the grease can be experienced. So with the grease, our face is sometimes very sticky, so we need to wash it. At that moment we can experience the grease, the Avadhatu. This Avadhatu is 12 kind in our physical organ. In the 12 of our physical organ, this Avadhatu is prominent. So mostly we can experience this Avadhatu in the 12 or the physical organs such as the bile or mucus and sweat. So the combination of the 20 Prithvi Dhatu and 12 Ava Dhatu result in the manifestation of the solidity, which means the Ava Dhatu. And then as a result, we can experience the temperature element, tejo element, or vapor element. This ordinary vapor or temperature element is called Jirna Tejo, which make our physical body mature or get older. So sometimes this physical body temperature become rising, especially when we have fever. Sometimes the fever is 104 or 103 or 104 degrees Celsius. Then our physical body temperature is become alarmingly rise up. This type of tejo temperature is called Dahana tejo, the burning tejo. And another tejo dhatu is Pasaka tejo. This is the digestion tejo. It's the power of digestion system. So we can experience these tejo, these essential elements, Prithvi or tejo or Ava, and their combination, the solidity as well. There are causes or those the elements, maybe karma or mind or the weather or season or the food or nutrition. These are determined our they are elements which determine our physical body, our physical phenomena. So there are six kinds of the Vayo elements, the air element. So when the Prithvi, Ava and Tejo element, their combination cause to the Vayo air element. So this element is of 6 types. This the upbringing of the rising or going up element, going up Vayo, especially it is prominent at the moment when we sneezing or yawning, etc. Coughing. Then we can experience this upgoing Vayo or Vayo Dhatu. And upgoing, downgoing Vayo Dhatu is experienced, especially when we go to the toilet, urinating or making a movement of bowel motion, we can experience this the downgoing the Vayo Dhatu element. And then number 3 element is especially in the intestines and the bowel. Because of this Vayo element, this bowel and intestine movement can be experienced. So this Vayo element also can be experienced in the intestine and bowel in our physical body. And then number 4 elements or the Vayo Dhatu element can be experienced our limbs and our foot and our physical organs, each and every physical organ. When we do any activities, any behavior, this Vayo Dhatu element help us to move our physical body. This Vayo Dhatu is regarded as a strength. This as a strength. So whatever activity we do or whatever movement, behavior we do, this Vayo element, Enga Menga Nusari, Vayo, is prominent as a strength. And then last Vayo Dhatu, last type of element of Vayo is the exhalation and inhalation and exhalation, breath in and out, is the number 6 Vayo element. So altogether, the 20 Pathavi Dhatu, 12 Abo Dhatu, and 4 Tejo Dhatu, and 6 Vayo Dhatu, altogether 42 elements can be experienced in our body. So in the conclusion, our body is constituted of these elements. So it is actually the pile or heaps of the element. There's no self or ego. So now 10 past 5, time is past. So we continue tomorrow. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.